absolutely crazy because it could finally shed light on why so many artists who work with Maphorisa complain about him not paying them their fair share.
Nna ka o bontsha yona game mara a ke re o tlo compete le nna sa compete le nna nna ke fana ha I mean ke grootman la van verstaan I'm your master, you know what I'm saying? Don't
I'm your master. Nigga me mezen at. I'm your master. But do you see the patterns? How many times?
and shine the master. So now I'm the master. So now kill game. So until you're not the master, you're gonna do the same thing to the kids. Understand? And the talk meaning into one. Sapili selling to snacks.
Because
Roughly translating to there's why I get a rob. Yo. DJ Maphorisa dangerous ntwana. What's in the leads bafowethu what's in the leads. Itlhokomeleng.
ever since Fatebo Jimashiko's situation, there have been many rumors online claiming that DJ Maphorisa owes Sony Music 20 million rand. The truth of the matter is a lot darker than it seems. You see, for us to truly understand how exactly we got here, how exactly we got to these rumors that DJ Maphorisa owes Sony Music 20 million rand and whether or not they're true, we have to look at the nature of their partnership in the first place. You see, Maphorisa's formal relationship with Sony actually began in around September 2017 when he signed a multi-album global deal with Sony Music Entertainment Africa through their local urban imprint. You see, this was actually announced as a significant milestone for Maphorisa, who was already gaining a lot of traction with hits like collaborations with international artists. An example,
Wait, after Jimashiu, after Mlindo, something Soweto, Satril. How many situations do we need, fella, to actually be aware? Come on, guys. Like, now that I think about it, ever yeah, I like honestly though.
was Drake on One Dance. At this point, Maphorisa was making big moves in the music scene and Sony decided to take full advantage of his rising growth. But the truth is, at what cost? You see, the deal aimed to expand his reach beyond South Africa, leveraging Sony's global distribution network for albums, singles, and also his features. You see, actually, at the time, Maphorisa expressed excitement about this partnership and he would state that it would allow him to take South African music to the entire world. This is a very important fact because we're starting to get a ground level understanding about why Amapiano has been so influential throughout the entire world. And this,
you know, like as much as you'd wanna succeed, but without the man, you know, as in like signing something over, it's impossible to actually blow up. You see what they said? Like I never really understood the type of contract that was beyond Amapiano's global reach until now. So shout out to the home for breaking it down. So yeah, without, you know, signing a contract, without signing with the global distributors, your reach is like in anything, in movies, in acting, even on YouTube. Your reach can be limited. You look at people like Mr. Beast and stuff, like your reach is limited. So you need people behind you always.
Sony Music deal has a lot to play into that. Now, as much as many people at the time were pretty much praising this deal, saying that it's going to take Amapiano and DJ Maphorisa to the next level, many of you watching still might not understand the exact scope of this deal and what exactly it involves. See, the truth of the matter is, while the exact terms have not been publicly disclosed, it has been described as a multi-album agreement, which implies, of course, commitments to deliver multiple projects over time. You see, Sony is going to handle distribution, marketing, and potentially publishing for Maphorisa's releases under his new Money Gang label, or even his collaborations. An example of this would be with Kabza, as small as the Scorpion Kings. Now, I want us to pay close attention because it ties with Tebucho, Jimashicho, and this entire saga, and even something Soweto's issues with Maphorisa deeply into this deal, because hits like Biri Marung in 2024 were also included under this deal, which was distributed via Sony, and it amassed over 32 million Spotify streams. And the partnership also aligns with Sony's broader strategy in Africa, as seen in their 2021 deal with Gallo Music Publishers, which includes a number of South African music catalogs and also other local record signings. Now, to no one's surprise, since 2017, the relationship has grown a lot, and Sony has supported Maphorisa's ventures in many ways, including album releases like the Scorpion King series and also other international features. Maphorisa was going.
You know, another thing is, let's give him credit. Let's give him credit. He has influenced a lot, you know, changed a lot of lives, you know. There are artists even today who are still eating alongside him. So when you look at him, is if you come nicely to him, you know, and do the right thing, it's a matter of it's what's deciding where if ever you're gonna make it, or you know, you're gonna actually stay stagnant in the game. So shout out to DJ Maphorisa for actually, you know, the good that he has done, you know, not looking at the bad, but Grootman did the most in all these years. Like, yes, his impact goes with negative, but I think, you know, personally, it's a matter of the amount of success you have. Like, people are always gonna be there to criticize. People are always gonna be there to say something. So, no, shout out to him, and we recognize the good that he's done. It's only a few, if you ask me, that actually complain. Wantar. So what's their issues? And the plot thickens.
Global, and there was nothing that was going to stop his rise. In 2020, Sony ATV would also partner with Content Connect Africa to provide publishing services to South African songwriters, including Maphorisa, enhancing royalty collection.
Grootman ga disutu. You always see Grootman ga sutu. Wa mlungu, papa. There's always gonna be a white guy there. Yeah. Like, you look at all the biggest name in history, like the biggest names, you know, the most influential artists, actors, there's always a white man behind that. Yeah. That's to show who holds the real power, who holds and decide who goes where and what. There's always gonna be a white man in a suit. Yes.
As well as sync opportunities, and by 24-25, Maphorisa's role has shifted towards a mentorship, with Sony distributing music from artists under his influence. And this is exactly what has led to so many accusations of exploitation, with artists claiming Maphorisa uses his Sony resources as leverage.
Important people, now the most important we gaming age. Now go gaming age, go parting your shifter market share, son. Market share, son. Kirlo di label, di reke di aggregator tsotlhe, di aggregator tsotlhe ba di rekile ke di major. Shift ile market. That one you so you must understand. Re bolela ka di 100 million, di 200 to the billion. Piano no is khale, e tla billion is khale. Skale nyana go for 2 years tla be billion. Piano. Busy la hating on a nigga. I mean, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing so great.
True. I agree with him. More on this one, I actually agree with him. Like, you know, I feel like some of the people that hate him are coming from a place of envy, so, or they wanna seize the opportunity because who's the big dog in this shit type of vibes. Let's look. Let's look. Let's our money maker machine. Maphorisa. Kana la rewe nywe. So he has a white man in a suit behind him, dog. I swear.
Great. Doing so great, Buffett. How na the master? You hate hile vivie cause yena nelesixela bona bangu clever no. O sign go so go universal kwa. Dipina tsela akhono di reka cause banka se mo rekisetse ebile go a se di tlaela universal. Dipina tsa high, di hit tsa high, di owner ke universal. Oni selo hana master.
Now we're starting to get the bigger picture of why exactly so many artists point to Maphorisa as a gatekeeper and also as somebody who doesn't pay them their fair share in terms of royalties in the music business. We're starting to understand Maphorisa's bigger role in the music industry as it pertains to South Africa and the amount of power he holds in this market.
So batho bana le mona, batho bana le mona. Batho bana le mona Joe. Batho bana le mona. Tap. Fucked up. People have jealous, dog.
Yeah, I feel the same too.
Like, and if I envy lots of basadi baragang, this we work for this shit, dog.
True, also, like, he works hard, though. Like, he gotta put in the work.
Can I look deep now? Can I look deep? Can I go to look deep? I'm a grand. Because can find a kale, kale, let them move me.
And nothing is as telling as Maphorisa's Instagram live video where he's telling us how much he's done for Amapiano in South Africa.
All but they want to see me down because of I'm the guy. I've made this happen. Amapiano is Africa. It's a village. Yes.
Yeah, I was pissed on this one.
Do you know what I've did for this country? Do you know what I did for this country? Like he's in Turkey and for a country. You help people about betray. You help people about betray. Everyone around me, but what about to sting?
You see, I feel like it's a matter of why does he get all the power? Rodman put in the work. Yeah, he timing and all that.
The man, I said Nagirling what I say to run a business. It's not me. I said Nagirling he can't keep relationships. Another relationship. You can't keep a relationship. If you don't have a relationship, there's no network, no net worth.
I mean, this Instagram live video perfectly sums up the quote that says, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Maphorisa's power was getting to his head, and I can imagine how he saw himself as completely untouchable. And the fact that he's putting these artists on, so he's bearing much of the risk. So they should be grateful for whatever he gives them. However, many artists started getting frustrated with the way Maphorisa was handling his businesses, and they started demanding more in regards to their songs. However, it wasn't going to be so easy. And this perfectly leads us to the rumors of the 20 million rand debt that Maphorisa owes Sony Music.
Remember Melindo, something Soweto. I don't know how many others are there, including Jimashu. But we should look up a list of all the artists the homie fucked over. But otherwise, I still have respect, bruh. Someone like imagine you have to choose between going hungry and eating. It's just that he got corrupted by the power, which is true. Like, I feel like he became too selfish, he wants more. I mean, most of that money goes to him organizing photo shoots in expensive suits, so we can imagine how much he could give back. But, being Maphorisa is such a fashion head, and he's always on point. He doesn't fuck around with drip. Yeah, it has an impact on, how much money he can let go of, because he has to indulge in that sense, because being on point like Maphorisa can be expensive. Very.
Or entertainment outlet Uzi Moja reported that Maphorisa owes Sony Music approximately 20 million rand, which is around $1.1 million, from a loan or an advance that he took to support his career and his label operations. You see, the debt allegedly accumulated interest, making repayment very challenging for Maphorisa, and sources would claim that Maphorisa has been pressuring artists in his stable to generate more and more income to help him cover this debt. But how exactly and why exactly did Maphorisa get this loan, if it's true? You see, the loan or the advance was reportedly taken to fund his production, his tours, and his lifestyle expenses amid Maphorisa's rise. You see, in the music industry, labels like Sony often provide advances against future earnings.
Yes, yes. I'd take it very fast. Yes, yes. Ah, 20 meter. Re tla bona go ka sign a contract. A betla ka pelo. Lemo. Ka di boa. Re tla bona go sign. Ke le beletse so etsene chelete. Re tla bona go sign. Ba ntshwara ke fast. Mo economy ya no. Re tla utsisa ka sign. Eh, ana contract la re signileng ke yang. By the way, that's not the best way, but hanyiwa chu. Eh, re tla di bona, chu re tla spana, re tla ira something se tla tlhagana. Yeah, ro bereka e re tshweretsang, so we can afford ho ira amanyana.
Which are recovered from AMA royalties before artists see their profits. And if sales underperform, the debt is only going to linger. And reports suggest that his has led to Maphorisa avoiding solo albums, as masters would go directly to Sony. Instead, he would opt for features or even co-productions. And so that people in the comment sections don't say I'm making all this information up, sources will be provided in the description below. A lot of research has gone into why exactly so many artists are complaining about a DJ Maphorisa and the alleged 20 million rand debt that he owes Sony Music. You see, all these different allegations that Maphorisa owes Sony Music 20 million rand have actually fueled artist disputes, with claims that Maphorisa's financial strain leads to a lot of delayed payments. And in July 2024, his Eastern Cape tour reportedly flopped, attributed to the Sony debt issues. And by September 2025, the rumors resurfaced amid Umashekho's accusations, with social media linking unpaid royalties to Maphorisa's need to recoup his initial advance. See, now that it's 2025, do we have any definitive proof, really, of this alleged debt? Well, the truth of the matter is there have been no official confirmations, and Maphorisa has also consistently declined to comment on this issue. But even worse, Sony has also not released an official statement. So a lot of these claims we have are coming from independent sources doing their own
But this is getting deep because it's been crazy. With the whole Jima shoe, the industry has been shaking, especially the Amapiano. Where the hip hop homies, but it's still there, you know. I listen to a lot of homies, Tattoo Soul, you know, McLaren, Dope Boy, you know, Russell Orno, Aries from time to time, Zuchi. So, but the Amapiano is on some other level now, where Maphorisa took it, because I feel like it's a matter of, you know, what are you bringing us? So the world already has hip hop. You know, UK got they drill hip hop and they got trap. So the world already has hip hop. So Amapiano, the world didn't have. Maphorisa took it to another level. So yeah, we'll see what one. Can't stop looking at myself. I like myself. Anyways, yeah, we'll see what's happening. Until the next video, wapa, slow back. Piano outlook is still running.